Because you see there's the hose connect. It's like a junction between the front.
This is
Front rear, right?
to me it looks like it's just rear, right?
I'm Luis and I'm with the FSAE team. We are the NVF and I'm in charge of the hydraulic braking system. This is our hydraulic braking system. As you can see here, this is the pedal assembly and we have the tandem master cylinder. So the tandem master cylinder has two separate reservoirs shown here and is responsible for holding the brake fluid to supply the brake lines with brake fluid. So there's one for the front circuit and one for the rear circuit. So one controls the front two tires and the other controls the rear two rotors. So these are the brake lines, as you can see, and these are the brake calipers. We have 4 of them. So they're all similar and it's hydraulically operated. So pressure from the foot goes through the brake lines and into the cables.
Okay, so this is where the front side of brake fluid comes in, this hose, and it splits via a T-junction into the left and right sides.
Eventually it reaches the caliper, and when there's pressure it compresses the pistons and it pushes on the brake pads together to clamp down on the rotor.
So for our brake calipers, once the brake fluid comes in through this hose, when the wheels are in motion, when the driver steps on the brakes, these two brake pads here will squeeze onto this rotor, or also known as the brake disc, and that will help to stop the car.
So this must be very careful not to touch it with oily hands because it would degrade the performance. So this is the rotor. It is cut from 316 stainless steel, and the reason why we cut it up by ourselves is because we could not find any of the pot sizes available commercially, and we had to resort to our own fabrication methods. So this rotor was cut out via water jet cutting. So what water jet cutting is it is a very high pressure water sprayed out at the steel, and it cuts out the shapes that we require. So it's a very clean process. It's relatively affordable, but the surface finish is not up to our desired lah. We want something that is more with a harder anodized finish, so that gives us better treatment of the steel. So if we are able, for future teams, we want to look into better adaptability so that the whole chunk of the brake disc and the rims all can come together, but also with the desired performance of on the market brake rotor. Yeah. Some problems that we faced during construction of the braking system were, as you can see here, during testing we actually broke this part because this is 3D printed. So actually that is not ideal because we don't want the part to fail. So this is a mock-up so that we can send it for actual 3D metal printing. Without this, like, it's very hard to, now you can't actuate the motion of the brake pedal. So it makes it a little bit more tedious. Another issue that we faced was the issue of our brake master cylinder. So as you can see, this one is in 90 degrees to the brake pedal. So in a conventional car, what you expect to see is that when you brake, it goes out straight towards this master cylinder in a parallel orientation. But this one is in a perpendicular orientation where the master cylinder is 90 degrees to the pedal. So that is unconventional, and it was something that we had to discuss with supplier Willwood. And we asked them if it was possible to do this because of packaging issue of our car, and we wanted to reduce the length of the car. So this was the only area that we could cut. So that proved a considerable challenge because it was not easy to mimic 90-degree motion efficiently and to transfer that range of motion fully. So that was one of the issues that we faced in designing the brake system as well.
There's a linkage here that connects this rod to this rod and transmits this force this way, and this is what will compress the piston.
need to explain about that?
So here we have what we call an over travel switch. Basically, when the brakes are pressed too far, it hits the switch and shuts off the car. And here we have another switch, which basically, once the brake is pressed, you can see it activate. That is for our brake light. So over here we have what we call our brake distribution junction. So it allows the driver to make adjustments on the fly. What it does is basically when he turns it in one direction, it determines how much brake fluid goes to the front and how much goes to the rear. So this allows for adjustment to the driver's preference.
The forces that we are experiencing is all based on assumptions. We don't have any real data to draw back on, or we don't have any past years cars that we can ask our seniors like what they did and so on and so forth. So that makes our job all the more crucial because it provides a platform for future generations of NVF or FSAE teams to learn from and gain experience. Yeah.